we are just about ready to go. Ross, what's happening? Ross, how are you in both places at once? Little rascal, how you doing? All righty, all righty. All right, so what are we doing here? Oh, this one's not done. That one's right there, right there, right there, right there. Good, 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 good. And let's start streaming. All right, and we should be live very soon. Vegas Nights, what's happening? Mark, Spike, good evening. Mark, Crosley, what's going on? Manny, Tickled to Pickle. Ooh, what a cool name. Dave, what's going on? Willer, JP Seal, what's going on? LB, how are you? How are you? Crazy for beer. Sounds like a private. All right, so what do we have? Working, 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 working. Working, Chase and Jack. How you doing, Chase and Jack? What do we go on the agenda today? Gee, what's happening? We're just getting ready to get started. Zoelan, Chris, good evening. All right, Chase and Jack, what's going on? All right, so first on the list we have Apple. Somebody already asked for Apple, but you know what? We already have Advanced Auto Parts up on the list, so why don't we take a look at it and see what it says? Sand, what's happening? Ryan, good evening, good evening. Leslie, good evening, Miss Leslie. Let's get this ball rolling. So where were we? What are we doing? Oh, right here. Okay, so we already have this one up. So why don't we just take a look at this and see what it looks like before we jump onto Apple, all right? Well, before we even get started, first let me introduce myself. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk specifically. Dividend Stock Talk. Ross, do me a huge favor, Ross. Do you see the sign right up here? Weekly options only. 2 decades of consistent profitability. You, please, do me a favor, Ross. Go check whatever website source you use and tell me, before we even bother looking at MSTY, tell me how many years, 12 months at a time, years, has Misty, MSTY, increased its dividends to its shareholders? How many years consistently? We'll check a look in a second. Calvin, good evening. Donald, how are you today? Lemonade, not live. Lemonade, what do you mean not live? JP Morgan, we'll take that one out next. Enzo, we'll take out Verizon too. First, we're going to take a look at Advanced Auto Parts. Show you what I'm looking for. Now, every time I look at a chart, I look at the 1-year chart first, always, because I want to see what's done for the last year. Okay, 4 or 5 years ago doesn't mean anything to me, because what happened 4 or 5 years ago has no bearing on what's going to happen next week, the week after, the week after, the week after, going forward. Well, great, that's where it was before. Well, the last year, what's happened with Advanced Auto Parts? Now, anytime I look at a chart, I'm looking for 5 things, and it should take 3 to 4 seconds to look at a chart and to isolate what it is you're looking for. Well, for me, I'm looking for 5 things. You ready? Here we go. 5. You ready? 1, the high. 2, the low. 3, where was it a year ago? 4, where is it now? And 5, just follow the flow. What is it doing? Down, sideways, down, sideways, up, down, up. Okay, simple, 3 to 4 seconds. Once I figure that out, great. Let's move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is, does it make sense for me to buy it financially? What do the numbers look like? What am I buying it for? Now, if you're new here, I'm doing what's called covered calls. A covered call is one of the safest, easiest strategies there is. I know exactly what kind of profit I'm going to make before I even do it. I'm not buying the stock waiting for it to move. I already have my profit already in place. Now, there are literally hundreds of videos available online explaining what a covered call is. And a covered call is so safe and simple, you can do them in your IRA. Okay, so let's take a look. Step 2, the numbers. I gotta move this over so I can see the numbers a little better. All right, currently 49.42. Okay, that's the last traded price right there, 49.42. Okay, the closest strike price. Now, if you're not familiar with the strike price, who do we have over here? Jeffy, what's happening? Legal Prudent Study, good evening. Are you in a classroom? Yes, I am, Jeffy. Nice to see you. Welcome aboard. All right. Just getting started. I'm coughing already. Gotta love that tea. It's right to there. All right. Anyway, 49.42. If you know anything about strike prices, 48, 48.50, 49, 49.50, 50, 51. Okay, at the 50 point, they stopped doing 50 cents. So 49.50 is the closest. Well, look at the strike price. Okay, 49.50, and it's offering $1.20 per share. Now, if I buy it at the current price, 49.42, and if I sell it to somebody else at 49.50, well, what am I making? I'm making 8 cents from the stock. Fine, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm looking for the premium right here. So if I buy it at 49.42, sell it at 49.50, not only am I making that measly little 8 cents, I'm also making this $1.20. So I'll be walking away with $1.28. Well, $1.28 on a $49 stock, well, that's almost 3%. And what I'm looking for, if you're new here, I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, I only use pre-qualified dividend stocks. Now, you may be asking, what is a pre-qualified dividend stock? Well, that is a company that has consistently been profitable for at least 2 decades. Well, here's an interesting question for you. Why would you invest your money into a company that is not consistently profitable? Now, you may think to yourself, well, that's a stupid thing. Of course I would. Yeah, throughout the night, you're going to see evidence where that's not true. People buy crap, and they have no reason why they're buying it. Think about it. Why would you invest your hard-earned money into a company that is not consistently profitable? Harry, sorry, dude, you're looking for 1% a day. You're in the wrong place, brother. I'm retired. I'm looking for something simple, something safe, something I can do consistently with very little risk involved. All right, now, what do we have over here? You have glasses, so you're right. Okay. Hey, are you still dating my brother? Absolutely, Ben. He talked about how you to him also. Stock to buy tomorrow. Now, I don't really give tips, to be 100% honest. I don't give tips. I don't give advice. Well, there's a little bit of advice I give, but I don't tell people what to buy. Hey, man, your stuff backwards. Yeah, until someone informs me how YouTube can invert the cameras in order for everything to show properly, we're stuck the way it is because basically that's all they offer. Okay? Do I like to eat ice cream? Okay, now I'm not even going to deal with the stupid questions. I'm not. Okay? That B guy, what's happening? All right, so 49.42, I can sell the 49.50, which is the closest strike price to the actual current price. It's going to give me more than 1%. Actually, it's going to give me more than 2%. So I usually like to do a couple of samples right up front, the beginning of the week. And then we can follow them throughout the week. Well, Advanced Auto Part looks pretty good. Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer and see how good it actually is. You trade cryptocurrency? No, I don't. I think you can swap it in, selling, but not entirely sure. Okay. Career profits? Joe, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. That was a stupid question. Do you like to eat brownies? That's a stupid question too. What are your thoughts about the book called Rich Dad Poor Dad? I love the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Love it. Okay. I also like to. I used to follow him along, on his what do you call it, on his podcast. But you can only listen to the same thing over and over and over again a certain amount of times. Now, I agree with what he has to say. But listening to say the exact same things over and over and over again, I got a little tired of it, and there's nothing new that he had to share with me. Thoughts on Bitcoin? I don't do Bitcoin. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I love the idea of Bitcoin. I'll give you a perfect example. Bitcoin is instantaneous, so they say. Okay? Now, I transferred some money last week. Okay? I think 5 or 6 days ago. And it's still in transit. Like 7 days later, and it still hasn't gone from one account to the next. It's like, what the hell? Are you American? I have no idea what that even means. All right. Chris, I'm new here. What would you say is the best way to get up to speed on your trading system? I day trade and looking for what's applicable on your system. Okay, so Chris, what I'm going to tell you, if you're a day trader, you're definitely in the wrong place. Okay, this is slow, this is boring. I'm looking for 1% per week, 10 to 15 minutes a day. That's it, 10 to 15 minutes a day for 1% a week. If you add it up, think about this. If you add it up, you're looking at 1 hour a week to gain 1%. Well, it depends on what your account looks like. If your account looks like mine, if you're retired, usually when you get to retirement age, somewhere in your 60s or 70s, you should have 6 figures. 6. Okay, if you have 5, okay, understandable, but you should have at least 6 figures when you're in your 60s. Okay, so let's say $100,000. $100,000, 1% a week is $1,000. Well, if I'm spending 1 hour to make $1,000, why the hell not? But if you get 10, 20,000, it might be a little challenge. Okay, but still, 1% a week is 50% per year. Now that works out fine for me. Now, for those of you looking to buy something and have it go through the roof really fast, they call that capital appreciation. Yeah, you're in the wrong place. This is not what we do here. We're looking for a simple, safe, predictable 1% per week. It's very slow. It's very boring. As a matter of fact, it's the exact same thing day after day after day after day. That's it. 5 or 10 minutes, make my trade, boom, I'm done for the day. Less than an hour a week. Well, less than an hour a week for 1%, add it up. It adds up quickly. Dave and Ava, how you doing? You use all our capital on one trade? No, never, never, never. XRP, instant settlements. Look up Ripple Labs on patent. Yeah, I get that. I don't do cryptocurrency because there's nothing backing it. Think about it. Seriously, think about it for a second. What does any of those cryptocurrencies have to back it up? Well, I'll tell you what Ford has. Ford has 100 years of being in business. They get a big, huge factory. They actually produce something that most people use on a daily basis, a car. Okay? Now, a bank, Ally, okay, David, Ally Bank. Well, that actually has a product, a service. Okay, it has real estate to back it up. What does cryptocurrency have? Nothing. It has a mutual, respectful agreement between strangers. Think about it, because you don't know the other person at the other end of the computer sending you crypto. Well, I don't know anybody in the Ford Motor Car Company, but I do know they have this plant in Michigan and they make cars. Cryptocurrency, different story. All right. Okay, I got to mute somebody over here in the live. I don't know who it is. Who is Amador? There you go. I got to mute you, brother. Got a little bit of feedback. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's okay. 100,000 and a 13-week T-bill gets you $450 a month, guaranteed returns, no state taxes. Okay, Fisher, absolutely. 13-week T-bill, $450 a month. $450 a month. Let's do some fun little math with that one, Fisher. All right. All right. So you said $450 a month. Multiply that by 12. That's $5,400. Divide that by 100,000 equals, that's a 0.5%. Why do you think that's good? I'm serious. Why do you think that's good? Okay, Fisher, 92. Why do you think $450 a month on a $100,000 investment is a good idea? Now, some people might be okay, but for me, $100,000 gives me $1,000 a week, not $450 a month. Now, I don't mind putting in 10 or 15 minutes a day. It's 4.5%. Okay, 4.5%. See, I get 4.5% every month. Okay? Every month, 4.5%. You're getting 4.5% per year and you think that's okay. Dude, you're definitely in the wrong place. Seriously. Sandy, how you doing? Kathy, how you doing? John, PC, Buck, what's going on? James, what's going on? Okay, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with that for people who can do that. All right? Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. 4.5% per year doesn't work for me. Okay, I like 1%. Yeah, I like 1% a week because 1% a week is over 50% per year. Okay, $100,000 would give me $1,000 a week. Which president had the U.S. in the best financial position in your opinion? Don't even get into politics with me because you're not going to like what you hear. All right, what do we have over here? What do we have over here? Okay, so first one on the list, I'm waiting for, who is it? Ross Causey. You're supposed to be looking up MSTY, and then you're going to tell me how many years has MSTY consistently increased its dividends to its shareholders. I'm personally looking for 2 decades. That's 20 years. Okay, let me know, MSTY, how often, how consistent have they been with their profits? I'm all ears. Which president? Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that one. One Bitcoin TV. Tell us something good we can stick some money in to get the gains you get. Drop a gem. All right, well, you ready? One Bitcoin TV. Now, we're looking at advanced auto parts. You have to ask yourself a couple of questions. Okay, here's the 1-year chart right here. The numbers look pretty good. So let's see what the chart looks like and what is the chart telling me. They have that old phrase, every picture tells a story, right? Rod Stewart somewhere in the 1970s. Every picture tells a story. So you can't argue the facts. I love facts. Numbers don't lie. Here's the high right here. Here's the low right there. Look at the motion. Sideways, down, up, down, up, down. So we're at 49.42. Okay. Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer. Now, I like the 1-year chart, the 90-day chart, the 30-day chart, and then the seasonality chart. So I like 4 charts. So let's take a look. That's the 1 year. Good. Love it. The 90-day chart would be back into March 22nd. March 22nd. Okay. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the flow. Up, down, sideways, up, down, up. Okay, look at this right here. That right there is the key that I'm looking for. All right, well, let's zoom in a little bit tighter because that's the 90-day. Now, not only am I looking for the high and the low and the flow, I want to look to see if there's a pattern. Well, what's the pattern? Okay, up, down, sideways, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, not a huge pattern, but okay. Let's keep on keeping on. Last 30 days, 522 would be right there. Here's your last 30 days. 30-day bottom, stock shoots up, pulls back, shoots up again, comes back down. Look at this right here. Bottom, 1 day up, 2 days up. I love 2 days to the upside after a bottom. See, here's your top here. Got some profit taking. Here's the bottom, 1 day, 2 days up. Now, if tomorrow this thing opens higher than 49.42, that's my cue to jump in. Now, I have a morning trading group when we meet every morning right around 9 o'clock, and we take a look at the opportunities that posted up, the companies that have dividends coming up. Because when a company has a dividend, there's a tendency to increase in value just before the dividend's paid. So by knowing that ahead of time, knowing when a stock is going to move before it moves, well, it's great information. But what do you do with that information? This is a question I ask all the time. If you knew a stock was going to move, whether it's, big move or small move, if you knew it had a tendency to move based on historical performance, which means year after year after year, it does the exact same thing. Well, if you knew that ahead of time, how would you use that information? Think about it. Now, most people, matter of fact, 8 out of 10, sometimes 9 out of 10, people say, I'd buy that stock. Why? There are other trading strategies that are more profitable, and the stock doesn't have to do anything. Anyway, let's keep on looking. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Okay, Fisher, you've got 5,000 to invest this month. What is your hypothetical strategy? I'm doing a bunch of covered calls on dividend stocks. XRP, have a great day. Good luck. Not financial advice. XRP, blah, 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 blah. Okay, there you go. I don't buy and hold anything. Okay, XRP, real gold, whatever. Okay, now you're talking as if you're not retired yet. And there's nothing wrong with that because we all got to retire at some point. But when you do retire, everything changes. Literally, everything changes. The way you look at things, the way you spend your time. Uh-oh, G wants me to tell you about myself. Have I worked on a trading firm? No, I haven't worked at a trading firm. Is it true the stock market is designed to always go up over time? No, it's just Apple's garbage. Ooh, Fisher says Apple's garbage. Okay. Can I please have time out? Yes, you can. All right. So, G, you want to know a little bit about me? Well, I was born in the 60s. I'm with that group called the Gen Xers. So here, there are no safe spaces. If you're going to get your feelings hurt easily, you might as well just not be here. I don't believe in participation trophies. Okay. I don't believe in everyone's equal because we're not. Okay. You don't want to argue with me because I really just don't care about your opinion if you're wrong. Isn't that weird? If you're wrong, I don't care about your opinion. You have to stand in front of a mirror. It will reverse it with a mirror image. Well, it seems to be working here fine on TikTok. Okay. So let's keep on going. Can I please have a timeout? Yes, you can. Kevin Joda. Okay, so let's get back to advanced auto parts. Now, I said tomorrow, if she opens higher than the close on Friday, I will jump in. And let's take a look at what that trade will look like. So, give you an example of what I'm looking at. Advanced auto parts at $49.50. All right, let's get rid of that. First thing I want to do. Now, I'm using what's called Thinkorswim. Okay, it's a trading platform offered through Charles Schwab. Okay, there's lots of trading platforms out there. 15 years ago, I wrote a book. I think it was something like Choosing the Right Trading Platform. I looked at about 30 different trading platforms. I ended up with this one because this is the only one that gave me everything that I was looking for. And the nice thing about this one, it hasn't changed a bit in 20 years. One thing I cannot stand is when they take something that works perfectly fine and they change it, they tweak it. Well, why? If it works, leave it alone. Okay, so first thing I want to do is click on it. It says single, and then I want to do covered call. These are all the different trading strategies that are available. Now, I only give away one for free, which is this one. Okay, it's called a covered call. It's one of the safest strategies there is. You can actually gain 1% per week, sometimes more. And that's over 50% per year. So if you're okay with 1% a week, 10 or 15 minutes a day, at the end of the year, that's about 50% return. How often have you gotten 50% return? Now, 10 or 15 minutes. If you don't have 10 or 15 minutes to take care of your own money, fine. Give it to someone else. But there's a trade-off. Because if you trade off, if you give it to a money manager or a financial advisor, you're going to get the average standard, which is about 4 or 5% return per year. And that's all you get, 4 or 5%. If it works for you, fine. It doesn't work for me. All right, so all the trading strategies, we're only going to use one. That's it. Once you perfect first one, then move on to another one. It is one of the simplest ones out there. The nice thing I like about Thinkorswim is you click one button and it presets everything. I don't have to do anything else. Okay, so I said the 49.50s right there. 49.50s right there. So let's buy that one. Look at it. See? Everything's set. There's the order right there. Now I just got to figure out how many I want. We're just going to do one to make it easy. I'm going to do a market order. Okay, and confirm and send. And this is what the order looks like and sounds like. You ready? Here we go. Buy one covered call, Advanced Auto Parts, 100. That's the weekly. 27 June 25. That means this trade expires this coming Friday. The $49.50 call option against the stock at the market to open to open. Now, I'm not stuttering, I'm not repeating myself. To open basically means there are two trades going on at once. One is a stock trade, the other is the option trade. Now, there's a huge difference between stocks and options. Let me give you a quick lesson. Okay, a stock you can own till the day you die. You don't have to sell it if you don't want to. Simple, right? Most stocks are usually bought in New York. Okay, fine. Well, the options, they are traded in Chicago. Chicago Board of Options Exchange, CBOE.com. Those are traded in Chicago, and every single one has a date of expiration. Stocks never expire. Well, they expire when the company goes bankrupt or got bought out or whatever like that, but usually never expire. Okay? Now, the options have an expiration date. So I like to trade the weeklies because it gives me weekly cash flow. And the only way you can get weekly cash flow are two ways. Okay? Number one, trade weekly options. Or sit in front of your computer and look for the right setups to buy and sell. Yeah, that's not going to work for me. If it works for you, fine. Not for me. All right, so that's the order. Down here, let's look at exactly what it says. Okay, break even is 48.09. Well, we're currently at 49.42. All right. Maximum profit, $140.50 per contract. So one contract, 140. Two contracts, 280, so on and so forth. Okay? What is the investment? Now, it's not a cost. You're not spending money, you're investing it. Because here's the thing. When you do one of these trades, you actually buying a portion of that company. So you own a part of that company. All right? So if I'm buying 100 shares of Advanced Auto Parts, I have now what is called a cash flow producing asset. Okay, yeah, it's a stock, but it's opportunity to get cash flow on a weekly basis. It's going to require you have just a little bit change in your thinking because this is something totally new. As far as I know, I haven't really come across anyone else that does weekly trading the way that I do it. Treat it like a cash flow producing asset. Weekly cash flow. Now, it does work monthly also if you're okay with that. I don't like monthlies. The numbers are challenging, and trying to figure out where the stock's going to go in 30 days, well, that's challenging. Finding where a stock's going to go in 5 days, well, that's pretty much not that difficult. Okay, so it goes this. Okay, of course it'll keep going up. Okay, not like that. No idea. I don't like monthlies. It's too hard to judge, and the numbers usually never work. All right. Fishers and musicians. You love the wheel strategy. Nothing wrong with the wheel strategy at all. Pressure, what's happening? There's nothing wrong with the wheel strategy at all. Okay? Nothing. It's just too many steps for me, and basically the first half is almost the exact same as the second half. Mario, what's happening? Okay, how do you account for outside variables when it comes to stock market? Fisher 92, explain to me what's an outside variable. Now, Ford Motor Company's been in business for over 100 years. What's an outside variable that would make Ford Motor Company change? Or General Electric, that's over 100 years old. AT&T, or Consolidated Edison, 200-year-old company. What outside forces are going to change the fact that these companies have been in business for over 100 years and they've seen a lot of crap in the U.S. economy over the last 100 years or so? Can you help me blow my pension on meme coins? Nope, don't do meme coins. Large recalls. Boeing plane crashes. Those are good ones. Enzo, I will look at these in a little bit, Enzo. Okay, B-Rad Daddy's in the house. Dan, a couple of my premiums were lower than I thought. Does the premium go down if the stock goes down? Oh, yes, it does. Because the stock and the options go hand in hand. As the stock price increases, so do the values of the options. As the stock price goes down, so does the value of the options. They go hand in hand. Austin, what's happening? Laurie, good evening. Did the underlying asset depreciate? So does the derivatives. Yep. Be ready. Kroger was fantastic last week. I thought it was great for the last 2 weeks. I made money 2 weeks on Kroger. All right, let's keep on going. Johnny, what's happening? Jack and the Miz. Johnny MP, Dryers Mink. Okay. All right, keep on keeping on. All right. If you had to explain your strategy on stocks for a naive person who doesn't know anything about investing in stocks, how would you describe it in small words? Oh, do you mean something to the effect of if a 9-year-old says, "What are you doing? Can you teach me?" Well, here's the thing. The trading strategy I'm teaching you right now was created specifically for one person and one person only. In 2008, my 9-year-old daughter climbed up my lap and said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me?" My 9-year-old little girl says, "Daddy, can you teach me?" So here's the thing. How do you explain to a 9-year-old little girl how to trade stocks when most adults don't get it? Okay, so here's the thing. 5 criteria. Number 1, it had to be simple. Number 2, it had to be safe. Number 3, the profits had to be consistent. Simple, safe, predictable and consistent. And then number 5, no way for her to lose. Now, you know why number 5 was important? Because a 9-year-old little girl, don't rub your eyes, that's why you have ptosis. I have no idea what ptosis is. All right. Thank you, TikTok. I'm blind in one eye, and every once in a while, the scar, some of the tissue falls out of the iris. Yeah, and then it itches, and I gotta like rub it out of there. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. My doctor said the same thing. And why I say to that? Well, it itches, so I'm gonna rub it. So as I was saying, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. That's the 5 criteria. 9-year-old, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me?" Can you teach me, Daddy? Most adults don't get it. Okay, so 5 rules. If you stick to the 5 rules, you should have no problems. Are you ready? Rule number 1. Never buy something you're not willing to hold on to for the rest of your life. If you're not willing to buy something and hand it off to your children, "Here you go, I bought these 50 years ago, have fun with them." If you're not willing to hold on to it for the rest of your life, make that kind of commitment, don't buy it. There's over 10,000. You know what? We're going to check tonight. Matter of fact, let's do it right now while we're waiting for this. We're going to check and see how many stocks are available this week. We do it every week. So why not do it again? So here we go. Oh, this shouldn't take that long. Shouldn't take long at all. There it is. Screener. And there it is right there. 10,135. Last week, there was 10,116. This week, 10,135 companies. So, out of all of those companies, how do you decide which one's right for you? Okay, all right, so 5 rules. You ready? Rule number 1, never buy something you're not okay with holding for the long term. If you don't understand it, you don't know what they do. If you're not okay with holding it for the rest of your life, don't buy it. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is almost as good. Once you buy it, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. Lady Foss, how you doing? So think about it. Stocks have a tendency to increase and decrease throughout the year. The high of the year and the bottom of the year can be a 50, 60, 70% difference. Okay, we've seen one stock go from $32 down to $3. That's almost a 95% drop. But I still bought it anyway because the numbers just work. Okay, rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Rule 3, this one boggles my mind more than anything else. Make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, you think that is logic, but no, it's not. Because you will see most of the companies that you guys ask me to take a look at on a nightly basis, I say to myself, what the hell were you thinking? Consistency of profitability. Why else would you go into business? Or why else would you go into business to not make money? And if you can't consistently be profitable, why would you expect investors to invest? All right, so when I say consistency of profitability, I like 2 decades. 2 decades means 20 years. Now, we just looked, there's 10,136 companies. That's a lot to choose from. But I only choose ones that are consistently profitable. That's rule number 3. Rule number 4 is weekly options only. And rule 5 is make sure all the numbers work. What I'm saying about the numbers, what am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What's the strike price? How much am I making off that? I'm looking for 1% a week. That's it. 5 to 10 minutes, that's all I spend a day. Because it doesn't take that long. Okay, what did I buy? I bought it for, great. What did I buy it at? Okay, great. What's that at now? Okay, what does that mean? That takes less than a minute. What did I buy? Well, we know, you should know what you bought. You take a look at your account. All right, I got this, I got, Ford, Macy's, Kohl's, IBM. Well, great. What did I buy this for? Okay. What strike price did I sell? What's it at now? Well, what does that mean? Is it higher? Is it lower? What's going to happen? That takes less than a minute. And if you only got 5 positions, well, hypothetically, that should be 5 minutes. Okay, Ford, what did I buy it for? What is it at now? What strike price did I sell? What does that mean? Am I winning? Am I losing? What should I do? That takes less than a minute. Anyway, let's keep on going. Okay, so advanced auto parts. Here's the profit, 140. Here's where the investment is, the cost of trade, including commissions and fees, 4,810. All right, well, let me show you how you figure out the rate of return. The rate of return is just a simple math problem. What profit did I make? $140.50. What was my investment for 100 shares of this company? 4,810. Well, let's get out the calculator. Calculator. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Glasses. I only need the glasses, not because the cameras are right here. See, the camera's here and the keyboard's here. But the monitor's over there, and I have to look. And it's a big monitor, but I still need glasses to see it. All right, anyway. $140. $140.50 is the profit, see? Oops, 140.50. Oh, I forgot. For those of you who don't know and those that are new, okay, if you cannot see these little tiny numbers here, this screen here is live on YouTube. Now, there are plenty of people in the audience that have been here for a while. They just take their phone in one hand, they go sit in a nice comfy couch or a nice recliner and put the big screen TV on. If you have a halfway decent cable station, you should be able to look at YouTube videos. This is live on YouTube, so you can actually see. And as a matter of fact, I had somebody email me the other day. He said there's a way to use the software so that I can zoom in and I can you can take up the whole screen so you can see better. Well, I don't know how to do that, but someone told me there's a way that I can. So great, show me how to do it and I'll do it. But at the moment, I have no idea how to do it. So this is live on YouTube if you need to see these big numbers. All right, so 140 is the profit. Let's divide it by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 4810. Divide 4810, and that gives you a grand total of 2.9%. Now, I'm looking for 1%. Well, this is offering 2.9 at the current prices. Now, here's something you have to remember. When the market opens tomorrow morning at 9:30, all of these numbers are going to change. And they change every 2 to 3 seconds. So Pick a number and be okay with it. Because you could sit in front of your computer waiting for a good entry. Because it'll go up, it'll go down. It'll go up and say, ooh, that's too high. And it'll come down, ooh, that's great. And you pick that one, 2 seconds later, it goes back up again. Pick it, be done and over with. I want my 1%, done, over with, thank you, bye. Pressure, BTC. Come on, dude, you've been here long enough to know I don't do Bitcoin. Why are you even asking? Bitcoin does not have weekly options. Wait a minute, somebody told me that Bitcoin does have weekly options. I haven't looked at it. Because Bitcoin doesn't have any hard assets to back it up. Other than a handshake and nod on someone at the other end of the computer. Yeah, I think it's worth 100 grand. Yeah, I don't. Anyway. So, I'm writing this one down. Advanced Auto Parts, 2.9%. Hell yeah. Okay. Which one is that? The 4950. 49.5 Advanced Auto Parts, and that was 2.9. Ooh, gotta love that one. All right, more questions. Apple! All right, Con, we'll take a look at Apple in a little bit. I have a couple more before you, though, dude. JKN, 1% a week is a lot. How bad are the drawdowns? Okay, I think I already addressed that one. OB, what's happening? Baby boo, what's going on? Alex, how you doing? Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Okay. Thank you, Stock Learner. M. Simpson, how are you today? D. Lovely, good evening. Kim, good evening. Grim Ghost Rider, cool name. Harry, 1% a day. Harry, you're definitely in the wrong group, buddy. Don't want you wasting your time here and pointing your finger at me. I don't do the 1% a day crap. Just that doesn't work for me. Okay? I don't tell people what to do. What am I missing? All right, I got a whole bunch of questions here, so sit tight. I'm still waiting to hear back from Ross Causey. Okay, you want to know about MSTY, Ross? Like I said, I gave you a quick little simple thing to do. You should be able to get it done and over with. Eli, thoughts? Eli, thoughts on what? Truths on MasterCard. Eli, hold on a second. MasterCard, you say, huh? All right. Now, I already wrote down this because the numbers just look good. All right. Back to here, back to here, back to here. All right. So, somebody wants to take a look at MasterCard. Eli, MasterCard? Really? MasterCard. M-A? Nope. That was quick, wasn't it? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Big drop. Why would I jump in? Now, you know what? Take a look. Okay? 30 days ago, we're down here. She shoots up, pulls back. Shoots up, pulls back. Well, right here looks pretty damn good once it finds the bottom. Now, could this be the bottom? It could be. But you notice this bottom right here? The only way to tell if it's a bottom is you have to have supporting documentation on the left and on the right. Okay, so 1, 2 days, 3 days up. Well, there's your bottom. Well, right here, it could go down even lower tomorrow. It could go down lower Tuesday. Until it stops going down, turns around, goes back up, it's just keep an eye on it. So we'll write MasterCard down, so we'll keep an eye on that one. All right. Okay, did that work for you, Eli? Hope so. When do you like to place your covered calls? Monday prior to expiration? The week before? No. The week of expiration. This Monday to this Friday. That's it, 5 days. Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. Friday afternoon, 3:59 p.m. That's my window. Okay, if I have to roll it into next week, okay, fine. Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. That's it. Do you have 2 TikToks now? Just found this one. Alex, yes, I do. Okay, the one you're on now is The 10MinuteTrader. And the one I had before, Dividend Stock Talk. Okay, Dividend Stock Talk, The 10MinuteTrader. Okay? All righty, all righty. Jason wants to take a look at Hertz. Give me a second. Okay, got that one. Guess. If you had to explain your strategy on stocks, okay, we already did that. Okay, Gwen, or Gwes, whatever it is, G-Wes. All right, here we go. You ready? Gotta take a deep breath for this one. Get y'all loosened up. All right, ready, G-Wes? Here we go. I buy, wait, hold on a second. I invest in dividend stocks that are consistently profitable, usually companies that have more than 20 years of increased profits. Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and Warren Buffett's list. That's 5 lists. That's over 300 different stocks. Okay, great, fine. I buy them just before the EX date, which is the date the stock trades just before they pay out the dividend, and usually stocks go up just before that. Then I do one of the safest trades there is called a covered call. I buy it exact same price I buy it for is what I sell for using a covered call, looking for 1% per week. I think that was it. Seth, I've invested in UAM, okay, United States, okay, whatever. With the uncertainty in world trade these days, especially tariffs, and I've seen good returns so far. That's not a question, that's a statement, but okay. Fisher, isn't it proven the stock market outperforms all traders, barring a few individuals? Well, you have the private, quiet minority, such as myself. I'm a silent minority. Not a lot of people know about what I do. But you're basically right. How about Hertz? We're going to take a look at Hertz in a little bit. Hello, how about premiums on sound? Okay, hoodwinked, do me a favor. Okay, hoodwinked, this is for you specifically. You ready? Whatever website you use to do your research, go to that website. Come back, let me know how many years consistently increased profitability does SOUN have? Okay, DePainter, Hershey, love Hershey. Equity Edge, do you think Wolf Speed can recover after they finished building their new construction? Don't know, don't care. I've looked at Wolf before, the numbers just don't make sense for me, okay? What do I think of SCI? Never heard of it. SCI. Hell no. Okay, 41AG, SCI, 18 July, 15 August, 19 September, 19 December. Those are months of the year. See what it says right up here? Weekly options. Weekly options only. Monthlies don't work for me. Okay, G, tell us a little bit about myself. I was born in the 60s. A single mom with 6 kids, no father, on welfare, dirt-ass poor growing up. I joined the service as soon as I got out of high school. After I got out of the service, I went an apprenticeship for a manufacturer, which quickly advanced to manager and then to, what do you call that, supervisor? Okay, he left the country. I basically took over, ran my own shop for about 13 years, had 26 employees. Yes, at one point, I was a CEO. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. Why the hell somebody want to work for me? Beyond me. But the thing is, I treated everyone the exact same. And I never paid anyone hourly. Everything was piecework. You were paid on your performance. If you performed better than the guy you're sitting next to, but by the way, just in case you were wondering, just in case, 90% of my employees were all females. The reason is, men have a tendency to stop what they're doing to talk. Women can talk and work at the same time. It just made it a better place. The women were all gabbing back and forth as they're working. The men, they had to stop the work. So yeah, for the most part, 90%. So sold that business because of divorce. Wife left. Thought the grass was greener on the other side. She was surprised that it wasn't. So here I am starting my life over again. I love the wheel strategy. Yep, I'm glad you like the wheel strategy. The wheel strategy is the exact same. Front and back, back to front. Okay, now wheel strategy, basically, you're selling a cash secured put, and then once you get put the stock, you're selling a covered call. But let me see if I can explain it to you this way. You're taking a big chunk of money, putting it aside, getting a rate of return. Then you get put the stock. You're taking a big chunk of money, and you get a rate of return. It's the exact same, front or back. Some people like it. I don't. only because it's just basically a waste of time. You can get the exact same, and I do cash secured puts every once in a while if the numbers work. Dan, a couple of my premiums were lower than I thought. Yeah, we've already answered that question. Odin, I don't do Bitcoin. What are the names of your books? Oh my goodness, I've written 15 books. You expect me to know off the top of my head? Can you please do Procter & Gamble? I really need your help. Hold on a second, Infinite Sky. All right. All righty, I love that one. Little childish, don't you think? And you know who I'm talking about. You ain't gonna get me to say that crap. Infinite Sky, Procter & Gamble. All right, let me see if I can find that right there. Let's get rid of this guy. I don't do that childish crap. All righty. Okay, Russell, can you do me a favor? Russell, before I take a look at QUBT, do me a favor. Go into whatever website you're using to find your financial data, and then you come back and you tell me how many years has this consistently increased their profits? QUBT, and are they a weekly option or a monthly option? One or the other. What do I think of SoFi? Oh boy, somebody always likes that piece of crap. I don't. Top 3 stocks. Now, US Steel used to be my favorite, but it's got bought out. We're taking a look at Procter & Gamble, so sit tight for a second. Okay, Procter & Gamble, Infinite Sky, here we go. What do you think of Vanguard's Prime Cap and Vanguard Index 500? Antonio, did you by chance, just out of curiosity, did you by chance take a good look on how consistently profitable those are? So take a look, because hypothetically speaking, now I'm just kind of curious, but hypothetically speaking, you wouldn't invest your money into something that wasn't profitable. Okay, well, how often are they profitable? How many years consistently? So ask yourself that question. How many years consistently is Vanguard Index 500 profitable? So go in, take a look at the dividends, or go take a look at the quarterly reports and annual reports and see, are they consistently profitable for at least 2 decades? So Infinite Sky, here we go. You ready? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, look what's happening right here. Okay, this is where it was a year ago. This is where it is now. Now look at the momentum. Now Procter & Gamble has been in business for over 100 years. Procter & Gamble has over 5 decades of profitability. So this one is a hell yes if everything else lines up, because there's time to buy and times to wait. Well, let's take a look. So does Advanced Auto Parts shooting up recently to the highest price not worry you? Florida UN Mom. Not really, because you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. Number 1, does it make sense? Number 2, do I like this stock? Number 3, do I like this stock at this current price? And number 4, am I willing to hold on to it for the rest of my days on this side of the grass and do a covered call every single week and hand it off to my kids or whoever's going to inherit when you're gone? Those are very valid questions. Well, I like Advanced Auto Parts. The momentum and everything looked good for me at this moment in time. So it either makes sense or it doesn't. And I don't give tips. I don't give advice. I just read the numbers that you guys asked me to take a look at. Barrow, Ricey, do you like it? Never even have no idea what it is. Okay, so let's hold this for a second. Hold this for a second, because I'm missing a whole bunch of these questions. So Infinite Sky, here we go. So I don't mind Procter & Gamble. The 1-year chart looked okay, great. Step 2, remember, step 1, look at the 1-year chart. Step 2, take a look at the numbers. If the numbers work, then we go to step 3, look a little deeper. All right, so let's go Take a look at the numbers. It's currently at 159. The closest one is the 160. Okay? The 160 is selling for 90 cents. So that's going to be a no. As much as I love Procter & Gamble, it's not giving me 1%. Okay, 1% of $160 is $1.60. So no to Procter & Gamble, even though it is a dividend king with 5 decades of profitability. The number. Now the chart looks okay. The numbers don't. And sometimes you're going to find that. Sometimes you'll find the numbers look great and the chart don't look great. Once in a while you find the chart looks great and the numbers don't look great. Sorry, I love Procter & Gamble, but for me, not this week. Where am I from? The Boston area. Do you have a list of tickers you watch? The full box. Are you ready? Somebody always asks me this question every night. You ready? Here we go. Dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, Warren Buffett's list. Go to Google. Each one. Dividend Kings List 2025. Guess what? There's a whole bunch of companies willing to give you that information. Dividend aristocrats. Whole bunch of companies. All you have to do is just put it in the search. Okay, dog lover, Cisco. Is that Cisco or is that Cisco? Because there's 2 Ciscos. There's SYY and there's CSCO. So which one is it? All right. Where are we? Jay, what's happening over here? How you doing? All right, where'd he go? Okay. Do you set stop losses or just keep an eye on the stock? Okay, hoodwinked. Awesome question. Really, it is. I don't use never use a stop loss. Okay, remember rule 1, never buy something you're not okay with. If you okay with the stock, which means you're okay with the fluctuation between the high of the year and the low of the year. Analyst your HMR. What is HMR? Something analysis or Hyde-Mar Maritime Holding. I have no idea what that means. Now, I'm a pretty bright guy, but when somebody gibberish like that doesn't mean anything. Jason, anyone that's struggling with bills or debt, kindly message me with grace. Let's spread love. All right, Jason, don't do that. Where am I from? Boston. Anyone that is, okay. All right, Cisco. Oh, American Airlines. B-Rad Daddy, American Airlines. Check it out. High, low, was, is. Look at it. Down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? Don't know. Well, let's find out. Last price, 10.62. The 11s are going for 11, which is exactly 1%. Okay, that works. Let's find out. A year ago, we're at 11.27. We dropped down to 9.05 back in August. The high of the year, the end of January, and that was 19.10. From there, she dropped. Here's the bottom right there. On the 4th of April. Okay, high, low, was, is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going up again. Look at bottoms here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. It is going up no matter how you look at it. The bottom's right there on Friday. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, higher. Okay, bottom's there, higher. So it's going up slowly. So let's zoom in a little tighter to the 30-day. And there's the 30-day right there. Okay? 30 days ago, we're at 11.40. Okay, we shoot all the way up to 12, drop all the way down to 10.40. Now we're going back up again. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's going up. All right, what does that mean? Well, currently at 10.62, you can do the 10.50s at 33, or you can do the 11s at 11. Either one will work fine. The 10.50 is a safer trade, and the 11, well, it's a little bit more profitable, but it's not as safe. So you get the balance. Do I want safety, or do I want profitability? Me, I'd go to the safety side, only because I'm older. I have no opportunity to be wrong. See, I don't have the luxury of making mistakes. Now, some of you that aren't retired yet and are still working 10, 15, 20 years to go to retirement, well, you can mess up and you still have time to recover. But for us poor suckers like me who are already retired, stepped off the merry-go-round, got out of the rat race, all we're doing is taking our little chunk of change, taking our little marbles and playing a different game. My game is for cash flow. I'm not looking for capital appreciation. I'm not looking for buy a stock down here and have it shoot up. That's not what I'm here for. There are plenty other people that have lots of good trading systems. Okay? You just learn a good trading system and stick with it. This here is specifically for cash flow. Okay, my concentration is 1% per week. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1%. So what else do we have here? Appreciate the share back. Way to go. So Russell, I'm waiting to hear from you about QUBT. Is there 20 years of consistent profitability? Florida Mom, we already did that one. How you look into news when analyzing a stock? I don't. Okay, I don't know if you've noticed this yet or not. I have not found a single news source that's actually honest and actually tell the truth. So I don't. I go and I look at the facts. I look at the numbers. What is their profitability? How consistently have they been profitable? What does their future outlook look like? What have they done in the past? All these things make sense to me. I don't listen to the news. I never listen to someone who's getting paid to tell you something. Now, I'm not getting paid to tell you something. I'm giving this stuff away for free. And I don't expect you to believe a word I say. I expect you to say, all right, interesting. Do your own research. Never blindly listen to someone on YouTube or TikTok. Do the research yourself. If it makes sense, fine. Do a little bit more research. Arden. Arden, I'm going to take a look at that one a little bit deeper. All right. How do you look into the news when analyzing? I don't look at the news. I already did that one. Thank you. Cisco. Dog lever. Cisco or Cisco? Which one is it? Oh, tanker pool stock. Yeah, no. SC filing on it from the 16th. All right. If it's not 20 years old with 20 years of consistent profitability, yeah, no, thank you. Wouldn't the 11 be better than the 1050? I think the 1050 would be better than 11, but I'm coming from a different place. Uh-oh, Kevin. Hold on, Kevin. I didn't. Okay, hold on. All righty. Uh-oh. Prove that I'm a real person. I'm a real boy. There we go. Every once in a while, you have to prove that you're a real person on TikTok. Sorry, off topic, but what are your thoughts on the conflict, sir? Don't get me involved in politics. You don't want to hear what I have to say. Kevin, MU, Micron. Gotta love Micron. Hold on. Actually, American Airlines, even though I'm not 100% sure of their dividends, but the numbers and the charts look okay. So what would that look like? Intel looking pretty good this week. Okay, AW, we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Okay, sit tight. So AAL at the 1150s, let's take a look. 1050s, right there. Okay, one contract at 1050. There we go. At the market. There we go. And off to the races. Here's Johnny. Buy one covered call, American Airlines 100. That's the weeklies. 27 June 25. That's this coming Friday. Uh-oh. Low battery. Got to play swappy change with the cords. I know, I got to get me some more cords. There we go. 27 June, that's this coming Friday. The $10.50 call option against the AAL stock at the market to open. Profits 43.50. Investment is $1,007. So let's do the math. 43.50. Divide that by 1,000. 007. That's a Q for you right there. 4.3%. If you like American Airlines. and you're okay with it. I gotta write that one down. 1050. And what was 4.3? Cool beans. Cool beans. All right. Hoodwink selling the call. Absolutely. X Sophie X haha. Okay. HMR, 40-year-old business tanker pool out of Greece. Lockout just ended. Merger was in February. HMR, you say, huh? Let me reset everything back to where we were. 40-year-old company, HMR, Heidmar Maritime. What are you freaking shitting me? So it bothers me beyond all belief when people just don't listen. It does. Because it's not like I enjoy hearing myself talk. When I say 22 decades of consistent profitability, and it says right there, big letters, weekly options. Okay, HMR has no weekly options. And the stock is what, $1.50? Yeah, no thank you. Monthly options just don't work for me. So, I can't even remember that one. Your sign is still backwards above your screen. Intel is good. So, Michael, yeah, you're like the 6th or 7th person who pointed out the obvious. Now, I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I tell everybody else. If you know how to mirror the camera, turn it around on YouTube, let me know. Now, I've been broadcasting on YouTube for about 10, 15 years, and not once has anyone ever told me how to reverse the image on the camera. Until you figure that one out, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do it. Because TikTok gives me the opportunity to mirror the image so everything looks right. Well, YouTube does not do that. So I'm terribly sorry. All right. Intel's good. Michael, take a look at that one. They were profitable last 37 years. Oh my freaking God. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, they could be profitable for 100 years, for 1,000 years. Monthly options do not work for me. And I'm not quite sure why it is you don't get that. When I say weekly options only, all righty? Weekly options, I don't care how often they're profitable. If they have monthly options, it's an automatic no. I don't like monthly options. They don't work for me. Hello again. What's cooking today? The same every live stream, basically, yeah. Okay, Jason, Hertz. Ooh, I have a whole bunch of Hertz. Let's take a look at it. HTZ. HTZ. Hertz. There we go. Ooh, awesome. Do you see that right there? High, low is, look at the motion. Sideways, up, down, up. Okay, that works. What's the numbers look like? 615, the 650s, 15 cents. That's over 2%. And look here, that right there. That's what I'm looking for. Let's take a look. A year ago, Hertz, 407. Bottom of the year, beginning of September. High of the year, just recently, right there, the 22nd of April. And that was 939. Well, she dropped, retraced again. Look at this. Tuesday was the bottom. Wednesday was higher. Friday was higher. That's 2 days to the upside. So, hypothetically speaking, if Hertz opens up above 615 tomorrow morning, it's going to be a yes for me. You guys got to figure out what's right for you. Me, I like top, bottom, then up. Hold on. Let's zoom into the 22, to the right there. Here's your last 30 days. Now, 30-day chart will give me a good idea of where it's going next. So just follow the flow. Okay? 6.2, 7.6, comes down to 6, jumps back up to 7, drops down to 5.8. Now she's going back up again. Well, let me do it a different way. Up, down, up, down, up. So it's an upward trend at this moment in time. Well, that looks great, but what's tomorrow going to tell us? Okay, you got two choices. It's going to be higher or it's going to be lower. That's it. It's a 50-50 shot. Okay, well, let's look at it in a positive manner. It's currently at 615. I'm going to look at the sixes because the sixes is closer. Okay, so let's take a look at the sixes. Let's get rid of this. Let's change this to covered stock. And the sixes right here. Just one contract right there at the market right there, and confirm and send. And here's Johnny. Buy one covered call, Hertz 100, weekly, 27 June 25. The $6 call option against the stock at the market to open. Profit $25 per contract. The investment $575. Well, calculator, let's figure it out. Profit $25 divided by the investment $575, grand total of 4.3. Well, I don't know about you guys, but 4.3 sounds freaking fantastic for 1 week. Think about it. Don't trust me. Do the research yourself. Write it down. When we're done here, take a look yourself. Do you like the company? Are you willing to buy it and hold it for however long it takes to hit your target? Well, my target would be $6. If I bought it now, okay, it's at 615. If I bought it now, sold the sixes, okay, and this is what I collect, fine. If it hits 6 by Friday, I'm back out and have all my cash next week. Unless, of course, I want to roll it forward and see if I can pick up another 2%. User 287515955179. I'm going to call you Chucky. Chucky, American Airlines doesn't have any dividends. Yes, I'm well aware of that. I did not say it was one of my stocks. I said I was going to take a look at one of your stocks. Somebody asked me about it. I pulled it up. I read it. I also said, don't listen to a damn word I say. Do your own research. You either like the company or you don't like the company. Okay, not once did I say it's great, you should buy it. Didn't say that. I got 5,000 already to go. What should I put it in? Pizza. Let's go buy some pizza, Steve. Steve, I can't tell you anything. You can thank them for the support. Okay, thank you. Okay. Dog lover, CrowdStrike. Do me a favor, dog lover. Whatever financial website you use, go do me a favor, because I'm not 100% familiar with CrowdStrike. Tell me, how many years has CrowdStrike increased its dividends to its shareholders? You come back with that answer, we'll take a deep dive into it, and we'll look at everything for you. Questions, got lots of questions. Do you roll contracts? If so, when and how? Okay, OB, great question. Do I roll my contracts? Now, for those of you who don't know what rolling means, I do most of my trading on Monday, sometimes on Tuesday. Okay, I will commit to a strike price. That means, let's say, this one right here, Hertz. If I buy Hertz tomorrow at the market open, 626, great. I'm going to sell it to someone else for $6. All right, Tuesday, I will look at it again. And then I will look at it Tuesday. What are the perks of rolling it into next week? I'll look at that every day. Does it make sense? Are they going to give me 2, 3, or 4% if I roll it into next week? Well, if they do, I will. If they don't, I won't. Okay, El Presidente. Now, El Presidente, do me a favor. Go take a look at MSTY and then tell me how many years has MSTY increased its profits to its shareholders? You tell me that answer and we'll take a look at it. Till then, Mikey G, no dividends. Yes, Mikey G, I know that. Sammy, NEM. Ooh, I love NBM. Hold on. I got some questions over here. If I did something with Hertz at the $6 strike and it gets called away and I want to do it again, would it be a wash sell because I sold at a loss? Why would you sell at a loss? Okay, Moo Cow. That's an interesting question. Thank you for that. Woodhouse, how are you doing? Stacy, how are you? So, Moo Cow, why would you let it expire if you were thinking of buying it again? Wouldn't it be better? Just hear me out for a second. Let's say hypothetically you do that. Okay, I'm not telling you to do that. I don't give advice. If you do that, you do it on your own. Okay. Now I already have Hertz, so it's not a big deal for me. If you buy it and you get a nice premium, why wouldn't you take a look Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and what are they offering to roll it forward? Now remember, when you're rolling forward, you're buying back the current one and selling the next one out. Okay, well, you already got the premium for this week. Okay, well, that's already in your bank. Well, now you're going to use the premium from next week to buy back this week's, and then you're going to get the difference between the two. Is that going to be more than 1%? If it is, fine, do it. If it's not, why? If you can find something that gives you 1% every single week, why not? That's over 50% per year. So by taking a look at the numbers, and take a look on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it might make sense to roll it early. Because you may think of it this way. You're losing time value this week, but you're gaining extra time value for next week. It's a numbers game. Does it make sense or does it not? Think about it. It either makes sense or it doesn't. You either like the company or you don't. Rule number one, never buy something you're not okay with holding long term. And never buy it if you don't understand it, which means you should know at the top of your head, do they have dividends? Do they have options? Are they consistently profitable? What does their earnings look like? You should know all the information before you buy anything. I'm paying $5,000 to the first 5 people. Excited Rascal, how are you today? Mehesh, how are you doing today? Strike price and data and date reached. Current price is not above strike. Price and premium, will it be called away? Okay, Mehesh, you're on the morning trading group. I think you still are. Ask me that. Actually, Mehesh, didn't you get a link to the live tonight so you can actually be on the live recording so you can actually ask me the questions live? Anyway, I don't know which one you're talking about, Mash. Okay, actually, you got to tell me which one you're looking at. Ooh, somebody want to take a look at NEM. Sammy wants to take a look at NEM. Wait a second, did I write Hertz down? I did. HTZ. HTZ. And that was the sixes. And it was 4.3. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Okay, Flopo, looking at taking puts on coin. It's in a massive FIB retrace. What do I think? Okay, number one, I don't do cryptocurrency. So honestly, really don't care. And I don't want to insult you in any way, shape, or form. But if you're doing coins, you're definitely in the wrong place. You're just basically wasting your time here. Mezawil, O Realty. I don't do monthly options, and that's what O Realty is. Do you buy out early? Only if the numbers work. Kevin, we'll take a look at Micron in a little bit. Do you look at volume when analyzing a stock? If so, how do you go about it? OB. Kevin, hold on a second. Hold on. This question is for, I forget who asked this question. I gotta get back to the beginning. So we're all starting from the same. Alrighty. OB, you ready? Let's get rid of this. Makes it easier for you. All right. All the numbers are gone. All right. So this should be easier. You ready? The open, high, low, close, bid, ask, volume. How many shares were traded that day? Do I look at it? No. And the reason why I don't look at it, because most of the stocks I trade personally, I've already done all of the fundamental analysis to them, which means, are they consistently profitable? Do they have weekly options? What is the book value and what is the revenue per share? These are very important questions for me. Now, you guys got to figure out what makes sense to you. But all the dividend kings, all the dividend aristocrats, all the dividend champions, and most of the dividend contenders have very good daily volume. And all the ones that I personally trade myself, well, they all have weekly options. Okay, so I don't have to take a look at volume anymore. Certain things I don't have to take a look at anymore. Let me give you a quick example. Market watch right here, and let's go to this one right there, and that one right there, and let's go right there. Okay, now you see this right here? This is called an EX dividend calendar. Basically, regular calendar. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. But the green little dots, they represent companies that are consistently increasing their profits for more, see that? 25 years or more of increased profits. Every single one of these has a decent volume, has weekly, well, most of them have weekly options. Okay? At the point where they're on my list, I don't have to check fundamentals anymore. The only thing I have to check is it the right time to buy? And to find that out, I look at the chart. And here's what the chart tells me. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Here's a dividend, 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 dividend. As it tells me everything I need to know. But is it the right time to buy? Well, this is a 1-year chart. It doesn't tell me anything. Okay, this right here. Okay, the high, she goes down, she goes up, down, up, down, up. If you think stocks do anything other than going down and then going up and then going down and then going up and down and then up and then down and then up and then down and then that's all they do. All they do. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's it. Okay, so number one, find a good stock. Put it into the calendar. The calendar will tell you when they have the dividend. And why is that important? Think about it. Why is it important to know when a dividend stock is going to pay a dividend? Cincinnati Financial, the 23rd, they pay their dividend. Just before they pay the dividend, the stock has a tendency to go up in value. Okay, so if the 23rd, that's Monday. If the 23rd is the dividend, well, if I bought it on the 9th, hypothetically, it's showing up. So let's take a look. All right, let's take a look. Cincinnati Financial, CINF, 23rd, wait a second, 23rd, I gotta go back. All right, 23rd, so I'm gonna go all the way back to the 9th, right there. Oh, look at that. All right, so hold on. What was the dividend? 87 cents, right there, the 9th, okay, so let's take a look. The 9th on the 87th, 87 cents, okay? The opening, 151.03. The high, 151.06. So this one, it didn't work. But hold on a second. Let's go back a little bit. Does this one make sense? Where's the 9th? Right there? Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten in that one anyway. Let's take a look. From here, right to the 9th. Yeah, I wouldn't have bought that anyway. Look. Here's your low, went up, pulled back, up, down, up. Well, that's at the high. Why the hell would I buy it the very next day? Didn't work. Okay, anyway. Usually they go up just before the EX date. Well, this one did, but it went up 3 weeks before the EX date, not 2. All right, anyway, let's keep on keeping on.
Brother James?
Yo!
So I figured out on on Thinkorswim to press the scan and then, anyways, I was able to pull up the calendar, but it doesn't, I wanted to show the stocks that are pre-screened, the aristocrats, the dividend kings. I don't want, all stocks. How do you filter for the stocks that you like?
Oh, that's an easy one. Easy breezy. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, first of all, your name didn't pop up. Who am I chatting with?
Andrew.
Andrew. How's your weekend, Andrew?
Better than I deserve.
Better than you deserve? Why would you say that?
I saw that my 2 grandchildren, the highlight of my life, and they're just the best things in the world.
I got to hang out with my grandson on weekend too. That boy's got so much energy, and it's like he's like a rubber ball in a round room. You throw it in, it's like ricocheting all over the place. Anyway, all right, you ready, Andrew? Here we go. On the left-hand side of the screen, Andrew, where it comes up to the watch list. See, the watch list, we're in the top left, wherever you have your watch list. The tab next to the watch list, right there. You click on that, this drop down pops up. Way down towards the bottom where it says Create Watch List. Come down here, click on Create Watch List. New window opens up. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write in that little red box, Andrew's stock list. Okay? That's the name of it. Now, I want to add symbols. You've got 2 opportunities. One, you can add them one at a time. T, AT&T. F, Ford. TGT. BA. So on and so forth. WFC, so on and so forth. Okay, and then you hit save. All right. Now, once you do that, oh, sorry, I forgot that part. Hold on, Andrew. Where was it? Edit Andrew's list. Okay, so here's Andrew's list right there. The second opportunity, you can add them one at a time. You can remove them one at a time. Now here, import. When it says import, you can go to Google, right? Look for the Dividend Kings List 2025. And there's a whole bunch of companies that will send you an Excel spreadsheet of all the Dividend Kings. Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions. You highlight just the stock symbols themselves. You can cut and paste in the import. So you import all of them. And then you hit save. Once you get to the save, all right, let's get out of there. Come up to the ray, all right, let's get rid of this. The little ray of sunshine right here. Okay, right there, little ray of sun. Yeah, click on that. Drop down window. See what it says personal? This is my personal list. And look at that. Andrew's stock list right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so guess what I'm going to do now, Andrew? I'm going to go back over to here. I'm going to go to Andrew's stock list, and then I'm going to hit delete Andrew's stock list. Yep, now your stock list is all gone, Andrew. Sorry.
Beautiful. All right, thank you.
Okay, so go to Google or whatever. You can go to Bing, Dividend Kings List 2025. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of websites that are just dying to give you that information for free. They're going to ask you for your email address so they can sell you some shit or try to sell you some shit, but you're getting an Excel spreadsheet for free. Once you get the Excel spreadsheets, just cut and paste onto your own list. Now, you can always cross-reference that with the CBOE, Chicago Board of Options, to find out, do they have weeklies? Okay?
Yeah.
All righty. Other than that, how'd your weekend go?
What's that?
With the grandkids, what kind of fun things did you do with the grandkids?
Well, I took them to Kids Empire, and then we're a snack. I said, okay, we got to think about lunch. They wanted Chinese, but they wanted to walk. So we walked 3 blocks, and of course they get tired, so I'm carrying a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, one on my shoulder, one on my hip. I've never been in the military, but I thought I was.
3 blocks, huh?
Yeah.
Now, wait, where is this? Because the block is a different size depending on where you're from.
I get it's in Claremont, California.
Claremont?
Los Angeles County.
Yeah, I've been to Claremont, California.
Oh, very nice,
Yeah, my godfather, back in 1986, I was in Claremont.
Yeah.
Yep, someone called me up and said, hey, it's great out here. Come on up to beautiful California. Get out there. It's like, that's an armpit. Why the hell would I want to live here?
They're moving.
Well, I came from the suburbs of Boston, okay, small fishing village. I think there was 3,500 people in my hometown when we moved there. Small place, and the beach is like, 5-10 minutes down the road. Anyway, yeah, Claremont didn't thrill me. Sorry.
No. I know what you're saying. There is, however, a nice area, and that's where they live, up in the hills.
Nothing wrong with that. All right. Anything else you got for me?
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Catch you in the morning. All righty. What else do we have here? Ooh, K-View, Amazon. Uh-oh. There's a couple ones that I missed. Hertz and American Airlines, no dividends. Florida Mom. Yes, I'm well aware of that, Florida Mom. That's why I always say, never buy a stock that you're not okay with. If you're not okay with Hertz and you're not okay with American Airlines, don't buy them. Hey, Token Meme, what's up? Token Meme wants to take a look at AMZN. AMZN. No. Now, whoops, let's get out of here. Now, the reason I'm saying no to Amazon, all right, here's the bottom here, 160. She jumped up to 220. Now we got 3 days to the downside. Well, think of it this way. Okay, here's your bottom. Here's where it jumped up. Well, now they have what's called profit taking. Okay, so from here to here, that's a lot of profit to be taking. So when she comes back down, then take a look at it. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, for me, I'd wait probably for it to drop down a little bit, turn around, go back up again before I jump into it. But I don't buy Amazon because Amazon doesn't share their profits. ONDS. Jacob, ONDS. What is that? ONDS. Hell no. ULTY. Hell no. Do you guys listen to anything I say? Eric, K-View. KVUE. Okay, interesting. I'm going to say no to K-View at this moment. Well, maybe. Hold on. Okay, here she was up here, 25. She dropped down here. Wednesday was the 30-day bottom. Friday's a little higher. So I like 2 days to the upside. So maybe, if we take a look at this next week, maybe, but not tomorrow. Okay, Ben? No, wasn't Ben. Who said K-View? I forget. Oh, that was Eric. Eric. Okay, I love it when she drops down, finds the bottom. We got a little bit of support here. Okay, I'm looking for 2 more days to the upside before I jump in. Gail, good evening, Miss Gail. How are you? Pavel, SUGP. No. Pavel, okay, has no options. That's going to be a no automatically. And it's not even $1. There's no possible way this company can have 2 decades of profitability. Okay, I price. What part of dividend stocks you not quite grasp? XRP is not a dividend stock. Gary, Oracle. Okay, Dominic. I love the idea of gold. However, gold does not give you cash flow. Think of gold as a wheel, not a wheelbarrow, a trash barrel, just something to hold your wealth. You can't get weekly cash flow from gold. Okay, Gary wants to take a look at Oracle. ORCL. Nope. We saw this last week. Hey, somebody asked me about Oracle last week. Here's the bottom here. She shot up nicely. Now you have 4 days in the downside. 4 days coming down. If you want to buy puts on it, yeah, it's a different story. How do you roll it to avoid a loss? You buy back the current option and you sell them. You know what? You can always do a roll. Tiny Coco, I believe you use covered calls when the stock is just flat and not moving much. Well, that's one, but I prefer when the stock drops, okay? Because stocks do two things and only two things. They go up and then they come down. Now they go up until they're done. See this from here? It went up, it was done, now it's turning around and coming back down again. Guess what? It's going to come back down until it's done. It'll turn around and go back up again. Okay? When it hits the bottom, turns around, goes back up, that's where I want to jump in. Bouncing off the bottom. Pavel, sir, please explain why sharing profits is important. Dividends. It's interesting that you're looking for a stock that have one, dividends, and two, options. Interested in your reasoning. Okay, Pavel, here's my reasoning. Number one, a company that gives a dividend, well, they're sharing their profits. Okay, that's number one. Number two, why? Weekly options, so that I can get weekly cash flow. Okay, I'm not looking for capital appreciation. I'm not looking for buying a stock and having it go up. I'm looking for buying a stock that is consistently profitable, hence increased dividends, at least 2 decades, and weekly options. Because when a stock is getting ready to pay a dividend, it has a tendency to go up. And when that happens, it makes getting in and getting out easier and safer. Okay? I'm looking for consistency of profitability. Is the company consistently profitable? Hence the dividends. Or you can take a look at the 20 years of corporate, what do they call those? Annual reports to see if they're consistently profitable. Why would you invest in a company that's not consistently profitable? Okay, Kevin, you've been waiting for MU for a while. MU. No. You waited all that time, Kevin, for a big fat no. Well, here's why. Take a look. 64, it jumped up to 123. That is a 100% increase. In how many months? 1, 2. 2 months. 2 months, a 100% increase. Okay, I don't buy at the high. I'll sell at the high, but I will not buy it at the high. Can it go higher? Yep. Can it go down? Yep. It's not someplace I want to be. I want to be right here, where she goes up, pulls back, and then goes up. Okay? Goes up, pulls back, right there, up, pull back, right there, up. Nope, don't want nothing to do with that one until it comes back down. ONDS, Jacob, never heard of it. ONDS. Hell no, Jacob. Come on, brother. Okay? 18 July, 15 August, 19 September. No, no, hell no. Okay, VP David Graham, back again. How are you doing today? PECK, P-E-C-K. Okay, there are no options here. Sorry, brother. No. Tiny, Coco. You might want to add some text in the description talking about the flipped screen in the rules, your strategy, so no one has to ask again. Just refer to the description. Thank you, Tiny Coco. Moo Cow, what's happening up? Oh, I finally understand why you might sell covered calls versus cash secured puts. Because the stock ownership helps your margin availability. It's a numbers game, dude. It's a numbers game. How much am I putting in? What am I getting out? It's a numbers game. Yep. Is the image mirrored? Unfortunately, Ricky, it's not mirrored. What do you think of USB? Matthias. USB. I like USB. Ooh, interesting chart. Let's take a look. High, low is, look at the motion. Up, down, 43.29, the 43.50s, 42 to 68. Okay, maybe. The 43, ooh, look at the 43s. No, yeah. Okay, maybe. What's going on here? Well, let's take a closer look. The engineer. Thank you, engineer. OB. What is the purpose of doing your trades in multiple accounts versus all the trades in just one account? Well, apparently you trust the government. I don't. 7 different accounts. Well, 1, 2, 3 might get confiscated for whatever reason. And they don't have to give you the reason. Okay? If they think you're doing something wrong, they can seize your account. And then you can fight with them for a few years to figure out how the hell you get your money back. Or you can just spread out the risk. Okay? That's why. All right, keep on keeping on. Okay, token meme. How do you roll it forward to avoid a loss? Simple. You buy back the current option and you sell the next option out. But make sure it's going to be profitable to do so. Pico, David Graham, Pico, P-E-C-O. Hell no. David, do you even listen to me? I mean, seriously, you're here, you're trying to learn something. Well, see if you get this one, David, okay? David, 18 July, 15 August, 17 October, 16 January. Those are months of the year, okay? Up on the top, right up there. Weekly options, dividend stocks, okay? When I say never invest in something you don't understand, well, part of understanding a stock is to know what the high is, the low is for the year, what the range is, okay? Well, here you go, here. Here's the high of the year. Here's the low of the year. The low of the year is 32. The high of the year is 40. Okay, 40 to 32. It's not that big of a difference. Now, does it have weekly options? Does it have monthly options? Are they consistently profitable? If so, how many years? These questions you should know off the top of your head. Well, apparently you don't, because these are monthly options and I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Are these covered calls you're doing? No, these are just what you guys are asking me to take a look at. Some of them I will do. Somebody wants to take a look at Estee Lauder. I love Estee Lauder. Let's take a look at it. Estee Lauder. No. See, like I say, when you look at a chart, okay, this is a 1-year chart. I'm looking for 5 things, and it should take 3 to 4 seconds to find them. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1, the high. Number 2, the low. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? Number 5, what's the motion of the ocean? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, it's an upward trend now. Now, we jumped into Estee Lauder here when it had this big, huge drop because it looked right. And when it came down to here, we jumped in again here because it looked right. Well, here, that's 3 months worth of going up. Well, how much further do you think it's going to go up before this profit taking? Okay, look at that. Okay, this is not where I want to buy. I don't want to buy at the high. Now, we looked about an hour or two ago. There's 10,135 different companies. No to Estee Lauder. Fine. Now there's 10,134 companies to look at. What else? What else? What else? Okay, Ricky G. The marriage, the image is married. What do you think of USB? We already did that one. Pavel, thank you. Great explanation. And also, we have an opportunity to profit from the options itself right before the dividend payout. Absolutely. That's why we do it. What energy stocks are you looking at? Just started watching, so apologize if you've said it already. Okay, Rivian Millionaire, hold that thought. I like MPC. Okay. EOG. Okay. What do you say on either? Okay, hold on. Dominic, is good to invest in new companies? Dominic, I don't buy anything unless it has 2 decades, 20 years of increased profitability. That's for me, though. Okay, so over here, what's the purpose of doing the trades? I already did that question, thanks. A lot of these people don't understand energy. What else? I never hear you talking about open interest and volatility when you buy these options. Okay, time to delete. Makes sense. You want to know the reason why? Because they're irrelevant for what I'm doing. Okay? What are you guys talking about? Marbles. We're talking about investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks, looking for a simple, safe, predictable, inconsistent 1% per week. That's what we're talking about. Tiny Coco, does the company have to increase its dividends for 20 years in a row? Or is it okay for it to go up, for it to go down at least one time? Now, Tiny Coco, that is a 100% your choice. Me personally, I like 20 years of increased profitability. So 1 year, 2 years, it would depend on the extenuating circumstances. What's the company? Okay, what kind of reputation do they have? Eddie, same day expiration options? Nope, I don't do those. I'm saying I don't do those because you got to sit in front of your computer in order to do those. I have no desire to sit in front of my computer to do anything. I jump in 10, 15 minutes, I do my trades, I'm done for the week. But I jump in every day, 10 or 15 minutes. Think of it as a garden or a pet. You know, I got a pet. I feed him, I walk him. Okay? My pet fish, I feed him twice a day. I sit there, I hang out with him, I talk to him. Fine. Well, why not do that with my money? If I take care of my money, it will grow safe and consistently. All right, so time to delete. Why don't I talk about about volatility in open interest? Because all the stocks I do have plenty of open interest and have plenty of volatility. I mean, don't have very much volatility. Okay, but then again, it always comes down to rule number 1. Remember, never buy something you don't understand. If volatility and open interest is important to you to make your decision, that's important to you to make your decision. For me, it doesn't mean anything, all right? If I'm looking at Estee Lauder, what am I looking at? Well, I'm looking at the flow of where it's going. Well, this one doesn't look good to me. But from there, we'll look at the volume. 5.2 million shares traded on Friday. Now, why should I be concerned about the open interest in the options when I'm selling them? So I'm selling them if they make sense. So if I buy this at 75 and I sell the 75, well, the 75 is giving me $1.25. Okay, $1.25 on a $75 stock is 1.6%, roughly. Now, I'm looking for 1%, but this is offering 1.6. So what does volatility and what does open interest have to do with facts? Because the facts are what they are. Current price, strike price, premium. What's the rate of return? Well, it's 1.6. Why do I care about the volatility? And why do I care about the open interest? If it has no bearing or if it has no direct effect on what am I doing, why should I clutter my mind with information that has nothing to do with the outcome that I'm trying to get? Does that make sense? I mean, think about it. Some young man once asked Einstein, said, how many feet are in a mile? And Einstein says, my dear boy, I have no idea. Why should I bother cluttering up my mind on something that can easily be found written down somewhere? Think about it. If everything fits simplistically, What's the price? 75.19. What's the strike price? 75. What's the premium on the 75 strike price? 1.25. Well, what percentage is 1.25 of 75? That's 1.6. So why does volatility and open interest have any bearing on that whatsoever? The numbers are what they are. Okay, whether one person is buying and selling or whether 100,000 people are buying and selling, the numbers are what the numbers are. Why clutter my mind with information that has nothing to do with my outcome? Food for thought. Okay, Tom Pell wants to take a look at Apple, AAPL, and you're the third person who wants to take a look at MSTY. So, Dad, I've asked Dad goals and gains. All right, so Dad goal and gains. I'm going to ask you the exact same question I asked the last 3 people who asked me about that stock. And those 3 people bailed because they didn't answer the question. Here's the question. Dad, goals, and gains. Whatever website you use to find out detailed information of some kind of stock you might be interested in, I want you to go there and look up valuable information that you should already know before you buy anything. How many years has MSTY increased its dividend payments to its shareholders? Come back with that answer and we'll take a look at that. All right? So, somebody want to take a look at Apple? Tom Powell, here we go. High, low, was, is, woohoo! Take a look. Sideways, up, down, up. Here we are at 201. Now, there was a bunch of us last week where we bought Apple at 205, and then the stock dropped, and we sold the 200s. Okay, and at 355, the stock was at 199.95. It's like 5 pennies. What do I do for 5 pennies? Well, here's the thing: if it went over 200, we would have been bought out. If it stayed below 200, that option would have expired. Now, I wanted the option to expire so I can jump in on Monday. But, at 3:50 p.m. on Friday, how do I really want to sit there and look at it? So we ended up rolling it into next week, rolling the 200s into next week. Fine. Not a big deal. All right. What else we have? Marbles. I'm only 15. I understand I'm sub and I'm on my way. All right. Alrighty. Gerald, how will the USA... Don't care. Don't even talk to me about politics. Dominic, I am new to this and kind of investment. What can you suggest for me to have the best knowledge on this matter? All right, so Dominic, you're new here. I am here every single night answering questions. I have over 1,000 videos available online, okay? All you have to do, ask a question. Whatever you don't understand, Matthew 24, ask and you shall receive. Seek and ye shall find. Okay, ask. Tiny Coco, are you looking at the dividend to see if the company is good or not? Tiny Coco, absolutely. I take a look at the dividend. It's more specifically, I take a look at how consistently has the dividend increased over time. Because as the dividends increase over time, so do the profits. Because the dividend cannot increase unless the profit increase. Okay? So if the company gives a certain portion, however big or however small it is, but it's usually the same portion of the profits to the investors. So at that point, if the profits increase, so do the dividends. So yeah, I look directly at the dividends to see. That way I don't have to read the 20 years of quarterly reports. Okay? Nikki, how are you? Sammy, AMD, no. Same day expirations, no. I don't sit in front of them. Okay, interesting name. I ain't going to repeat it. There are not very many on our list to write covered calls in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, there are, Mikey. There's always a bunch. TEM. What the heck is TEM? TEM. Oh, Tempest. I'm going to say no to Tempest for the next couple of weeks, only because, take a look at this. 30-day bottom, 30-day top, 4 days down. Wait for it to find the bottom. Look, bottom here. Came down, found the bottom. Went up, came down, found the bottom, went up. Well, wait for it to find the bottom. Turn around, go back up again for the TEM. Mikey G. CMCSA, Comcast. Incorporated 1964, over 60 million people giving them a check every single month. How can you go wrong? Well, look at here. High, low, was, is. Look at this. Up, down, sideways. 34.50. The 34.50s are going for 30. Sorry, Mikey. That's less than one. It was quick and easy. Eric, I do have some Siri. I don't have any VST. VST, what the heck are they? Hell no. Now, don't get me wrong, but, you know, a couple of months ago, maybe. But now, no. Wait for it to come back down before I jump into that thing. Isaiah, how are you? What do I think about Bitcoin? I don't. Bobachi, that's preposterous. Love that word. But what are we talking about? Doing good. Blockchain bullhorn. Cool beans. OMG. Great explanation. Glad you liked it there, Ruben. Okay, we're done. We're actually going to quit at 11 o'clock tonight because we're going to change our schedule going from 8:30 to 11. Ruben, based on your 1% per week, you should be able to turn 10,000 to 50,000 in 5 years. Yep. Ava, I need a serious relationship here. Not 100% sure exactly what you mean by that, but okay. Mitchell, how you doing? Eber, wait a second. Tiny Coco, great. So, if I'm understanding, the strategy is to buy a dividend stock so it's easier for you to tell when the stock is going to go up or down. If so, can you give an example? Thank you. My words backwards. Cool sauce, what's happening? I never heard you talk about open interest and volatility. We already did that one. Still holding Kroger? I think we got rid of Kroger. Hold on, let's do Kroger because Kroger was one of those stocks you guys came up with last week. KR, Kroger. Yeah, we got rid of Kroger. Look at this, check this out. Okay, now, remember I tell you, I love a 30-day high and a 30-day bottom. See, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Look, Thursday higher, Friday higher. We jumped in on Monday, okay? And then Friday, she shot up like a rocket. Now, we looked at rolling it into next week. It wasn't profitable, so we just let it go. That was last week. Can you do SoFi? Yes, I can. SOFI. There you go. No. Simple, right? Here's your bottom. Here's your top. Why would I buy at the top? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Do you like Pitney Bowes? PBI. PBI. No, I don't do monthlies. Okay? 27 June, 18 July, 15 August, 17 October. Those are months of the year. No, no, no. It says right up there. Weekly options. All right, what do we have here? Mike, why are all your signs in t-shirt backwards? Just to mess with you, Mikey D. So all your stocks and invest in crypto coins. That ain't gonna happen, guy. LMD. LMND. LMND. No. Okay? Bottom, top. Not time to buy, time to sell. STK. Is that Striker? STKL? STKL? STKL, Suntop. No. GameStop. Hell, ain't happening. Ain't happening. Don't do GameStop. Just no. Plain old no. And no. What are some stocks in your portfolio? Do you like options or long-term investing? Now, Hillwell, my idea of long-term is 30 days. That's it. That's my idea of long-term. Longest I've ever held anything was a year. Not that I wanted to, it just kept giving me a nice profit every single week. Think about it. If I buy a stock and it gives me 1% return every single week, why would I get rid of it? Simple question. Why would I get rid of a company that gives me 1% every single week? Okay. I buy breakouts. The ones I put in, a great breakout. Okay, awesome. Trending up, trend to keep going. Buy the breakout. Okay, awesome. Sounds great. All right. We got 9 minutes left. We're done with all the questions. So I think we are done for the night. Okay, there are no more questions. I answered all your questions. Woohoo! All right, that being said, so what did we come up with today? We came up with Hertz, American Airlines, Advanced Auto Parts, Kroger, and Intel. Why not GameStop? Why not GameStop? All right, why not GameStop? GME. Why not GameStop? Okay, number one, GameStop has dividends all the way back to 2012. Okay? 2012, that's only 13 years of dividends. Not increasing dividends, but dividends. So hold on, let's take a look. 3, 6, ooh, that doubled. That's pretty damn good. Okay, so 2012, it was 6. 2013, it was 6.8. Then it was 8.2, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. No consistent increasing whatsoever. That's your answer for GameStop. No, doesn't increase their profits. Okay, check out IONQ. Okay, Epic Gamer. Carter's Corner Pocket. They have $9 billion in cash, and the CEO doesn't take a salary. He's only buys in. Let me see if I can say it again, so you'll understand, because apparently you didn't hear me the first time. Number one, 2 decades of profitability. No. Number 2, consistency in profitability. No. 2 answers. Do I need a third? Or are you going to take the first 2? What are your thoughts on Apple for the 205 calls? Well, I'm into Apple, but I sold the 2 calls, the 200s. Hey, it's the My Daughter Can Do It guys. So you... Thank you, Samuel. I'm not quite sure if that's an insult or a comment. So Eric, IONQ. IONQ. Oh, so Eric, there are no dividends in the selected time period. IONQ is a no. Sorry. You need to buy Baba Leaps and sell calls against it. Why? Alibaba only has 2 years of dividends. Why would I want to invest in them? You come up with a good answer why I should take my hard-earned money. Now, I've been working since 1973. You probably weren't even born in 73. So I've been working since 1973, and I have a system where I like companies with 2 decades, 20 years of profits. And you want me to go against everything that I've done just because you say Alibaba. No, they have 2 years of profits. That's it. No, thank you. I see you're looking for the very best long-term stocks. I'm into speculative stocks currently. Okay, yeah. Epic Gamer, you're in the wrong place. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Absolutely nothing at all. Yeah, baby's in the house. So I have nothing against what you're doing. If it works for you, great. Okay, I'm looking for consistency. Okay, we already did SoFi about a half hour ago. It was a no. Okay, Zim is a no also. Buy Leaps and sell calls against it. Yeah, Travis, I heard you the first time. No. Elbert, we looked at Procter & Gamble earlier today. All right, what else do we got? I think we're done. I think so. Same bat channel another day. You got it, Dave. Oh, Sean, Disney. D-I-S. Oops. D-I-S. Disney. No. Look at it. Here's the bottom. Here's your top. 3 days down already. Okay. This is a new high territory. Yeah, no thank you. One more. How long are you meeting? How long are you meetings and where do you meet? We meet on Zoom. Okay, we start at 9 a.m. Market opens at 9:30. Okay, I'm usually done with everything that I'm doing by 9:35, 9:40. And then it's open for questions. I take a look at what other people are doing and just say, okay, why are you doing that? Or how about this? Did you think of this? Or how about that? Those kind of things. So sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 3 hours. You don't have to stay on all time, but all the meetings are recorded, so you get to watch them whenever you want to. Omex, what the hell is Omex? O-M-E-X. Okay, let me see if I have this right. You think OMEX at 50 cents has 20 years of dividends. Why would you think that? Lockheed Martin. I understand different styles of investing. I'm buying for long-term and dollar cost averaging. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Reddit's not profitable, Antonio. OSCR to 30 plus. OSCR, what the heck is OSCR? OSCR. Yeah, no. Okay, you can do it if you want. But see, 14 a couple of days ago, then jumped up to 23. You think it's going to keep going up? Let's see. I'm not looking to gamble. I'm not a gambler anymore. Now, I used to be years ago, but not anymore. Advanced micro devices, no. Check out the consistency of profitability with advanced micro devices. Any aerospace stocks? No. Lockheed Martin, LMT. Interesting. What do you think? What is that telling you? Okay, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Is that what that's saying? It's going down at the moment? No, to Lockheed Martin. XOM is doing an inside day possible breakout to the upside, especially with the oil about to go up. Ooh, Tiny Cocoa. I like Microsoft. MSFT? No. Okay. Why are you buying at the high of the year? I don't buy at the high of the year. ExxonMobil, XOM. Another no. Why would you buy at the 30-day high? Okay. This is where you should be buying. Okay, stocks go up and then they go down. I have never, ever, ever. Now, I've been trading for over 20 years. I've never, ever, ever seen a stock go up, 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 and never have a pullback. Never. Never seen it. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. That's it. That's it. That's all. It's 11 o'clock. I'm out of here. You guys have a great day. I've answered every single question. Sean, we already looked at Apple. Can I buy puts for Circle? You can if you want. I bought NAS 100s around April. Now it is relisting and previous high and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Did you say you are doing options weekly? Absolutely. Why not? SRM. What the heck is SRM? Oh, fuck no. OMEX? OMEX? Oh, hell no. I'll call you at 8 a.m. Okay. STAK, STAK. Now you guys just give me crap. Hell no. I have no idea. Background looks like downtrend. Okay. Circle puts at what price? I don't buy those. Time to delete. Do you like options or long-term investing? Okay. No. SMCI. Oh, hell no. Cisco 6-month prediction. MSTR. Coca-Cola. All right, guys, it's past 11 o'clock. I am done. We're going to do this exact same thing again tomorrow night. So catch me tomorrow night. I just have a great day. You guys, I'll catch you guys in the morning. Alrighty. Down here, you guys, wonderful day. Nice to see you. Have a nice day. You guys here on Instagram, lovely to see you. Have a lovely day. You guys over here on this TikTok channel, have a great night. I'll see you guys again tomorrow because the sun will come out. Meaning you need to reverse video. Ryan, if you know how to mirror the image with YouTube, be my guest. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years. If you know how to reverse it, let me know. But I don't know. Sorry.